Human beings independently invented writing multiple times across the ancient world, but the alphabet emerged exactly once. An alphabet is a specific typos system. Rather than assigning a unique character to every word or concept, it uses a small, fixed inventory of signs to represent individual sounds. We can pinpoint the specific era when this leap in communication occurred. Every alphabet used today, from the Latin characters on your phone to the Devanagari script in India, descends from this one invention. In 1900 BCE, Egypt was the dominant economic and military force of the Near East. This stone wall illustrates the barrier to entry for Egyptian hieroglyphs. To be literate, a person had to memorize hundreds of different signs. Some represented sounds, while others represented entire objects or abstract ideas. This complexity ensured that literacy remained the exclusive property of a highly trained scribal class. At the turquoise mines of Serabet el-Khadim in the Sinai Peninsula, that elite system met its limit. The laborers here were Canaanites. They spoke a Northwest-Semitic language and wanted to record their own names and prayers, but they lacked the years of schooling required to master Egyptian script. The formal Egyptian system was too cumbersome for migrant workers to learn, creating the pressure needed for a leaner alternative to emerge. These mine workers, largely excluded from formal education, likely became the architects of the alphabet. They recognized the pictures in Egyptian writing, but ignored the complex grammatical rules. Instead, they adapted the images to fit their own language. They utilized the acrophonic principle, taking a picture of an object and using it to represent only the first sound of that object's name. One example is this Egyptian hieroglyph of a horned ox head. The Canaanite miners used their own word for ox, aleph. They stripped the picture of its original meaning, using it only for the initial sound, ah. Over centuries, that ox head rotated and flipped to become the letter A. They did the same with the plan for a house, or beth, which became the sound for B. The zigzag line for water, mem, became the M sound. By reducing hundreds of symbols to roughly 20 dozen phonetic pictures, these workers created a system that anyone could learn in days. This was the first true alphabet. When the Bronze Age empires eventually collapsed, their complex scribal schools vanished with them. But this new alphabet survived because it didn't require a state bureaucracy to exist. It lived in the minds of the people who used it. By 1050 BCE, the Phoenicians had standardized the script. On the rim of the Iram sarcophagus, we see the transition into 22 highly regular letters. These characters are now abstract, linear shapes, and the writing direction has been fixed from right to left. The Phoenicians established a network of coastal trading posts that reached from Cyprus to Spain. Merchants found the script ideal for the chaos of the docks. It was a portable tool for tracking cargo and drafting contracts without the need for a professional scribe. Global commerce carried the alphabet to every major port in the Mediterranean. Around the 8th century BCE, the Greeks adapted the system. They took Phoenician consonants they didn't need and used them to represent vowels, creating the first system that systematically wrote both types of sounds. The Greeks passed this version to the Etruscans in Italy, who then passed it to the Romans to form the Latin alphabet. This phylogenetic tree shows the parallel branch. The same Phoenician lineage evolved into Aramaic, Hebrew, Arabic, and the scripts of South Asia. We still use these same shapes on our keyboards and mobile screens every day. The alphabet began as a workaround for desert laborers who were locked out of the elite world of the scribes. Every text message we send today still carries the simplified shapes of those ancient oxen, houses, and water.